Have you ever found yourself frozen over a decision so small, it seems ridiculous, yet it paralyzes you completely? Choosing a coffee, picking an outfit, deciding what to say in a conversation. Suddenly, each option feels like a test of your very survival. You tell yourself it's just a tiny choice, yet your body reacts as if a predator is looming and your mind spins endlessly. This isn't weakness, it isn't laziness. It's the brain operating exactly the way it was designed to, but in a world that has changed faster than evolution can keep up. Imagine standing in front of a menu with 10 breakfast options. On paper, it's simple. In reality, your chest tightens, your mind races, and a sense of dread washes over you. That is your amygdala, the brain's threat detector, kicking into high gear. Evolutionarily, mistakes could mean danger. Today, your amygdala can't differentiate between a wolf and choosing between pancakes or waffles. Every tiny decision triggers the same ancient alarm system. And here's the thing, your brain exaggerates stakes automatically. Even minor choices carry perceived risk. Will you regret your decision? Will someone judge you? Could it make you feel bad about yourself later? Your nervous system doesn't care that rationally nothing disastrous can happen. It reacts as if a critical threat is at hand. And that reaction feels like panic. You might notice that the longer you delay, the worse it feels. That's because your brain hates uncertainty. Predictability feels safe. The unknown is stressful. Every second spent hesitating reinforces the message that indecision is dangerous. Social pressure amplifies it further. Humans are hardwired to seek approval and avoid rejection. Even imagined judgment triggers the same neurological pathways as real threats. A minor choice can feel monumental when your mind anticipates social consequences that may never exist. Perfectionism is another hidden driver. When your brain expects flawless outcomes, it inflates even trivial choices into monumental ones. The invisible pressure of getting it right creates a mental load that your nervous system interprets as a genuine threat. Every decision becomes a test you must pass, and failure, even imagined, triggers anxiety and panic. Here's a hook for you. The very act of overthinking is self-reinforcing. The more you panic over small decisions, the more your brain wires itself to react with panic next time. Every hesitation, every replayed thought strengthens the neural pathways of indecision. You are literally teaching your brain that small choices are dangerous, and it obeys. Another factor is mental load. Every decision, even tiny ones, consumes cognitive energy. Your brain has limited bandwidth. When you constantly overthink, you drain resources needed for bigger, more meaningful choices. That's why at the end of a long day, ordering food or picking an outfit can feel overwhelming. The nervous system is exhausted, and even trivial options trigger stress responses. Let's talk about FOMO, or fear of missing out. Small decisions often feel like they carry hidden opportunities or losses. Choosing one coffee might mean missing out on a better flavor. Picking a shirt could feel like missing social approval. Even minor options become emotionally charged because your brain inflates imagined consequences. Notice how often you replay small decisions afterward. This mental loop isn't just anxiety. It's your brain checking for mistakes, a survival mechanism gone slightly off track. Originally, it helped humans avoid danger. Today, it turns harmless choices into sources of stress, creating endless cycles of rumination. Another hidden mechanism, illusion of control. When you try to micromanage every outcome, even minor ones, your brain interprets indecision as a threat. You tell your nervous system, I might fail, even when no real danger exists. The more you resist making a choice, the more the brain reacts as if your survival depends on it. Decision fatigue compounds this problem. The human brain can only make a limited number of conscious choices before becoming worn out. Every small decision adds weight to the pile. By evening, what should be trivial feels insurmountable. Your brain's ancient wiring interprets mental exhaustion as risk, triggering panic responses even for minor decisions. Here's a hook. Panic over small choices is often not about the choice itself. It's about patterns of avoidance, fear, and control. Your brain scans for threats based on past experiences, perfectionist tendencies, and social anxiety. Every tiny choice is amplified by prior conditioning, making it feel more urgent than it objectively is. Your environment also affects decision panic. Crowded, noisy, overstimulating spaces heighten amygdala activity. Even a simple choice, a coffee in a busy cafe, a seat in a crowded room, becomes stressful. External stimuli amplify internal signals, creating tension that feels outsized compared to the actual decision. Procrastination is not laziness. When you delay, you're temporarily paralyzed because your brain evaluates risk exaggeratedly. Inaction becomes a perceived threat, reinforcing anxiety patterns. Each time you resist a decision, the brain interprets it as danger, creating a feedback loop of panic. Awareness is a surprisingly powerful tool. Naming the feeling, "This is my amygdala reacting, not me failing," separates your identity from your body's response. That small shift reduces the intensity of panic and prevents neural reinforcement of indecision. Another hidden factor, choice overload. Modern life gives us more options than ever. Your brain evolved for survival, not infinite options. Hundreds of minor choices flood your nervous system daily. Each decision, however trivial, feels like a threat to survival because your brain interprets abundance as uncertainty and stress. Time pressure magnifies the effect. Even self-imposed deadlines trigger amygdala activity, making small decisions feel catastrophic. The brain perceives faster decisions as riskier, creating panic responses even when stakes are minimal. Physical cues are key. Chest tightness, shallow breathing, restlessness. These are your nervous system signaling threat. Observing these as harmless signals rather than personal failure reduces the intensity of the experience. Comparison drives panic as well. Your brain imagines others' judgments constantly, inflating importance. Choosing what to wear, eat, or say becomes a moral test in the absence of observers. The imagined audience heightens perceived stakes and anxiety. Habit loops reduce panic. Decisions repeated automatically do not trigger amygdala responses. The more you routinize small choices, the less panic your brain produces. This explains why routines feel safe, while spontaneous choices can feel terrifying. Overthinking is learned. Each hesitation and replayed choice reinforces neural pathways for panic. Conscious awareness, practice, and deliberate decision-making are required to weaken these circuits and regain control. Emotional attachment to outcomes exaggerates panic. Even trivial decisions tied to self-image, ego, or competence are inflated by your brain. That's why seemingly minor choices feel monumental when they are emotionally charged. Panic over small decisions is not a flaw. It's a misfiring survival mechanism. Understanding this allows you to observe it without being controlled by it. Awareness reduces intensity and frequency of these responses. Practical strategies include micro-decision practice. Limit options, make choices quickly, and accept minor mistakes. Each success weakens exaggerated threat responses. Over time, previously paralyzing decisions become manageable. Your brain is incredible at overreacting to harmless stimuli to keep you safe. Panic over small decisions is proof of its care. By understanding biological, cognitive, and emotional triggers, you can transform panic into calm action. The ultimate truth: you are not broken. You are wired for survival. You can retrain your brain to make small decisions calmly, confidently, without stress. Every intentional choice rewires fear into ease, giving freedom in daily life. Here's another hook. Notice how even tiny progress matters. Making one small decision quickly today strengthens your neural pathways for tomorrow. Your brain learns safety in action, and panic diminishes over time. Embrace experimentation. Try limited options, time constraints, and rapid choice exercises. Each decision strengthens confidence and weakens exaggerated threat responses. Your nervous system recalibrates gradually, turning panic into habitual calm. Internal dialogue also matters. Stop asking, "What if I fail?" Start noticing, "What am I afraid of?" Asking the right questions focuses attention on realistic risks, not imagined catastrophes. External accountability can help. Share decisions with supportive peers or use micro-commitments to reinforce confidence. Social reassurance can help retrain neural pathways for healthier decision-making. Curiosity transforms panic. Approach decisions as experiments rather than tests. Each choice is data, not a moral judgment. Shifting mindset reduces anxiety signals and strengthens rational circuits. Finally, recognize the power of your nervous system's adaptability. Panic over small decisions is a learned misfire. With understanding, practice, and mindfulness, you can retrain your brain. Small choices will feel small again. Confidence and calm will replace unnecessary panic. The brain reacts, you observe, you act, and in that space, freedom is found. Every tiny decision made intentionally builds mastery over your mind. rewiring fear into clarity, creating a life where small choices no longer control you, you control them.